What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the Recess and Yo-Yo Sam, or Yo-Yo Zeekio, quiz. So, the quiz, a collaboration between the wonderful people at Recess. Shout out to Tyler Severance. Tyler's the man. Tyler's actually going to be doing the emceeing at East Coast Masters. And he will be sponsoring, and so there'll be a table, and he'll have a table. Shout out to Recess. Love them. Love Recess. Love Tyler. Amazing. Also, Yo-Yo Sam. Yo-Yo Sam is about 2 hours away from me. I love Yo-Yo Sam because if I buy a yo-yo from Yo-Yo Sam, it comes the next day. So if I were to wake up in the morning at 10 o'clock and say, you know what? I want a new yo-yo. And, well, I order it at 10 o'clock. I never wake up at 10 o'clock. That's never happened since I've had children. And I say, I want a new yo-yo. And I buy said yo-yo. And the next day is a business day. That yo-yo shows up the next day. They're just outside of Erie, which is about 2 hours, which is a one-day shipping to me. Love it. Love the people at Yo-Yo Sam. I like to talk to them every time I see them at a contest. I have to contact them to see if they're interested in coming to East Coast Masters as well. But anyway, this is the quiz. So the quiz is stainless steel. It is 64.3 grams. It is 34 millimeters wide, and the diameter is 53 millimeters. It's a pocket-sized yo-yo. It is responsive, but you can put an unresponsive bearing in there, change the responsiveness to whatever you want. It's sort of a semi-responsive, it's sort of the way I would put it. It is responsive. If you throw it hard enough, it will come back. If you lube it, it will be responsive, but it can also be unresponsive. It's fantastic. It's so fun. It's been a while since we've had a decent responsive, and a responsive that you can really sort of set up whatever way you want to set it up. And this is it. It's different than all the other responsives, so it's different than, whatever else you get. And it's made of stainless steel. Hear that? Basically for your classic tricks, your new tricks, it'll handle everything you want to throw at it, depending on how you set it up. I've still got it set up basically the way it comes, which is sort of semi-responsive, and I'll show you how that works out when we open it up, because it does have a flat bearing in it. But I've been in love with this thing. Just throwing it and catching it has been just fun. I just walk around the house and throw the yo-yo and catch the yo-yo. That's literally it. It reminds me of being a kid. It's got a nice soft catch too. The stainless steel is like nicely, I don't know if that's brushed or what, but it's not polished. It looks good. It looks really, really good. And it's basically going to last forever. It's got some cool little engraving to tell you what the yo-yo is. Recess, Zeekio, quiz. I believe these are going to drop at $90 or like $85, somewhere around there, but it's 100% stainless steel. This thing will last you an eternity, and it's basically, I don't know if legacy yo-yo is the right way to put it, but it's sort of the yo-yo that this is timeless. It's a timeless butterfly shape. Tyler designed it. It's wonderful. I can't tell you how fun this is. Like, when I opened this yo-yo up, it was like, I could do my old tricks, I could do some new tricks, I could just throw and catch it. It's glorious. I really, really like this. I really think this is sort of a yo-yo that's geared towards fun, and Recess is definitely a yo-yo company that focuses on fun. This is different than anything that's out right now. 100% stainless steel, can be responsive, can be unresponsive, can just be the best yo-yo you want it to be, and it's a really cool shape, really fun as well. But let's go throw it around a little bit. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, the quiz. Don't worry, there's no studying necessary. It's a bad dad joke that I saw on their Instagram. Semi-responsive. I would sort of put this out of the box. It's about the same level of responsive as the One Drop Deep State. But I'll show you how they've done sort of some extra cool stuff with it. Cool for flyaways. I like those flyaway catches. Of course, you could bind it up as well if it starts to die on you. It's not snaggy, which is sort of a nice thing, because a lot of metal responsive yo-yos are snaggy. This one is not, and you could totally make it unresponsive, mostly by changing the bearing, because the bearing that comes in this is always going to be a little bit responsive, and I'll show you why when we open it up, and I'll explain it to you, because Tyler explained it to me. But this would be great for beginners, great for old school players, great for your dad. I mean, this is the kind of yo-yo that, like, if you know somebody who just, like, likes yo-yo, but, like, never got into, like, modern yo-yoing, this is sort of a yo-yo for everybody. It's very like Duncan Butterfly. It looks awesome. The Recess store is exclusively going to have raw and, like, some colors, I think blue. And I looked this up between cuts. $90 for, like, the raw, like the clear, the ones that aren't colored, or the ones that aren't anodized, and then the ones that are anodized will be $95. So under $100 for a 100% stainless steel yo-yo that's basically the most fun thing that I've played with in a while. It's really just, it's fun. Like, you're not going to compete with this. You're not going to, like, you're just going to throw this in your pocket and take it everywhere with you. And it's made of stainless steel, so nothing bad will ever happen to it. Oh, a little stall there. A little stall. Yeah. Oh, missed Ouija Bro. Boom. Love it. Let's go ahead and take it apart. I'll show you guys what the guts of this look like and the different kind of ways you can set it up. All right. Recess and Zeekio quiz. Let's take this bad boy apart. Okay, so before we get into the design of the yo-yo, I want to talk about the bearing a little bit. So the bearing has instead of a steel racer in it, it's got a rubber racer in it, more like a skateboard bearing. And I talked to Tyler about this, he gave me the lowdown. So it's like a skateboard bearing, which means it's going to hold the lubrication. So if you want this bearing to be responsive, if you want to put thick lube in it or whatever you use to lube your yo-yos with, whether it's 3-in-1 oil or whatever, your responsive yo-yos, whatever you're lubing the bearing with, this will hold the lube better and it will stay more responsive for longer. It comes sort of semi-responsive out of the box. I think they use some thin lube in it. And this bearing, because of the rubber racer, is going to be a little bit responsive anyway. Like, it's not going to spin super long or fast. But if you want to put, it's a standard size C bearing. If you want to put if you want it to be unresponsive, you can put a concave bearing or whatever in it, and it'll fit and it'll be unresponsive. It's also got pads that fit. They're just regular slim pads that fit into the recess there. The recess, get it? So, if you want grippier pads as well, you could change out the pads. You're not going to have a hard time finding pads for this. If you want, like, the grippier red pads or whatever, or, if you want to make it more unresponsive, you can get less grippy pads and put those in there as well. So that's another cool way you can set this up as well. Additionally, I'm not sure if a slim bearing will fit. It looks like the post is probably a little too high, but you could try that as well. So, yeah, really a cool yo-yo, and a yo-yo that you could set up in a bunch of different ways. And, you could even double loop the axle, and it'll be super responsive. You may even be able to loop with it that way. So, or double loop the bearing. You might even be able to get some good looping action in that way. So really a yo-yo that can kind of do everything. I'm usually skeptical about that, but I think they really kind of just, it's the design that they really nailed here. And I think that the addition of the bearing with the rubber racer in it really, really is what kind of sets it apart from everything else. The design itself is sturdy as can be. Nice long axle there, got a nice little bump there. Pretty simple, nice thin throughout, so it's pretty light at only 64 grams. But it's made of stainless steel, so it'll you will have a hard time damaging this. It's a very smooth yo-yo, machined impeccably well. I'm not seeing any, and it's hard. It's hard to machine steel. Like, it wears out the tools really fast. It's almost like machining titanium. It's heavier though. But this is really done nicely. I really like this little step here. It steps up and rounds over ever so nicely. Tyler knows what he is doing when he designs yo-yos, and this yo-yo feels amazing coming off the string and going onto the string. Really, like the white response pads that come in most Zeekios, it works perfectly fine in this. It's responded when I want it to respond. Doesn't respond when it's really good. It's really reliable. And once I got the right amount of lube in there that I wanted, it's been perfect for like the semi-responsive stuff that I want to do with it. So really great in that regard. Came apart really, really nicely. It's really machined really well. Like, that's how one-drop yo-yos come apart and go together. Really nice. Let's do pros and cons. Pros, kind of a yo-yo that's going to last forever. Fun. Super fun. Stainless steel. Different. Cool bearing that can really facilitate how you want to play with the yo-yo. You can always change it if you want down the line to make it unresponsive. So, not really kind of a yo-yo that can do everything. Stable, it spins plenty long, and like I said, if you put a different bearing in, it would spin plenty fast, and it's pretty stable too. Little lip there adds just a little bit of rim weight, but it's still more or less kind of a floaty yo-yo. Like, it's really not overweighted in the rim or anything. You don't get any of that stiff feel from that. I love this. I may be the demographic for this entirely, but I think this will pique the interest of a lot of adult players, a lot of kids who are into responsive yo-yos but also do unresponsive stuff. This is really, like I said, sort of a legacy yo-yo. This is sort of like, you can be a beginner on this yo-yo, and this will get you super far through all of the tricks, through all of the beginner tricks, through all of the responsive tricks. You could be a professional player and just want something fun to carry around in your pocket with. This is perfect for that. Nice and slim. Fits perfectly into a front pocket, a side pocket. See? Nice, slim, not bulky. You don't even have to like have a carrier, like a... You don't even have to have one of these, you know? You just, although it fits that too. It's awesome. The only con, I mean, it's not even a con. The only thing, it's a little pricey for yo-yos. I know we're used to $40 and $50 yo-yos, but at $90, I'm telling you right now, this is a yo-yo that, you know, a lot of $40 and $50 yo-yos, you buy a ton of them and you just don't play them ever. This is a yo-yo you're going to want to pick up. At least it's a yo-yo that I'm going to want to keep picking up over and over again. And I really like Yoyo Sam, and I really like Recess a lot. So I think it's worth the investment, and I think it's a beautiful yo-yo. I think it's going to go great. Try one out for yourself. Yoyo Sam goes to tons of contests, and contest season is upon us. So check it out. The quiz. Links are down in the description. It drops today, people, at Yoyo Sam and at the Recess store. So go check them out. Pick one up if you so desire, if it tickles your fancy. I think it will. This thing's awesome, but definitely try one out if you get the chance. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.